everyone, my name is Tia Hammer and I am the host of Bouncing Back, the Personal Resilience Science Insights podcast produced by LMSL. This month we're doing things a little differently. If you recall from last episode, I spoke to you about all the incredible things we've learned from the guests so far. This includes all the habits and experiments that they've asked us to implement in our daily lives. So with this series, I'm going to do just that. Essentially what this is going to look like is I am going to meditate for 30 days. This is a form of mindfulness that we learned from Steven Hickman. I'm going to be using the Headspace app, which is a handy dandy app I have had on my phone for a long time, but I've never really utilized it. So Steven has given me the push to bring meditation into my daily life. But before we go any further, make sure you subscribe to our channel and head on over to our podcast at Bouncing Back, the Personal Resilience Science Insights podcast, where you can learn more about personal resilience and more specifically mindfulness. So I'm about to start my first meditation. I don't think I've meditated since I was like 16, so a really long time. I'm currently in the floor of my living room. I just sort of put work away and seeing how I feel, and I feel like my head is a little chaotic, so I think now is a good time to try out my first meditation. I've got my handy dandy app all ready to go, and yeah, let's see how we go. So I just finished my first meditation, which went well. I really enjoyed it, but I found it very difficult to stay focused. I zoned out very quickly, but it was a 5-minute meditation. They do longer ones, so I kind of want to try and build them up as I go, and just sort of see how we go. So they go up, I think you can do like 30-minute meditations. So I really want to see how long I can meditate for at the end of the 30 days. But I just did the 5-minute one on Headspace and it was really good, and it was just really interesting to engage in different senses. Like the person who narrates the meditation asks you to, engage in what you can hear, which was interesting because at the moment I'm in rural Queensland, so there's lots of birds everywhere and I can hear the crows working on the roof. So it was really nice to just kind of engage in those natural sounds. I don't know how it would go if you were sort of engaging in man-made sounds, like if you were living in the city. I assume it would be relatively the same, but I think there was a certain extra level of peace that came with engaging in natural sounds. So I really enjoyed that part. And the breathing, just kind of putting the hand on the rib cage and feeling what I feel like physically. It's not always comfortable. I think that's what I found was I wanted to move. Like I wanted to kind of be moving. I'm sitting on my yoga mat on the floor in my lounge room, and I just kind of wanted to keep moving. I always find it very hard to sit still, but that is something about me that you'll learn is I get bored very quickly. But yeah, so that was day one. It's going to be interesting to see how this informs my other practices, because I'm also doing the sleep productivity journaling every day as well. So if you're interested in learning about sleep productivity and all those kinds of things, then head on over to the Personal Productivity channel, which I'll leave the link below, and you can go and see what I'm doing over there in terms of journaling for sleep and sleep productivity. And the doctor who I spoke to, Dr. Nicole Moshfegh, she recommends meditation before you go to sleep. So I'm going to try and do, for the first week or first 2 weeks anyway, I'm going to try and do meditation at different days in different settings, and then I'm going to try and do them more consistently at each time every day. And I feel like that may I don't know, get my headspace into a certain rhythm and make it a bit of a routine. I think it's something that I definitely would want to try doing maybe twice a day, especially at nighttime, because my brain is always super wired. So I definitely want to try and see how it goes with different parts of my life. And I'm traveling a lot at the moment, so I'm very interested to see how it's going to roll out. So yeah, stay tuned and we'll see how we go on day 2. So I'm about to do my 3rd meditation. So I'm on day 3 and I'm about to do my next meditation. I'm still recovering a little bit from allergies from yesterday, so I'll be interested to see how this goes. It is quite warm in here, which is not ideal. I was actually going to do day 3 outside, but it is like 35 degrees outside and I'm not really interested in doing that right now. So we're going to do day 3 inside. It's still quite warm, but I've got the fan on, so hopefully it goes well. So we've made it to day 3, which is pretty good considering yesterday I had an allergic reaction. So I was quite puffy and congested. So it was a bit hard to meditate, but I did it. I only did a 2-minute one though, because I couldn't sit still for that long. But besides that, it went well. It is very hot here at the moment. So I'm struggling to sit still because I find the heat quite annoying and the flies, obviously, but it's still going okay. Today's day 3. I just finished another meditation. It went well. Again, I'm still struggling to have that focus when I'm so hot, so I don't know how monks do this. They have special talents, but I'm learning to kind of channel that calmness and just ignore the heat. I think that's the key, but even now my glasses are literally sliding down my face, but it's going well. Besides that, I think my biggest challenge is going to be, like I've already mentioned 3 times, the heat, because it is quite warm here in Queensland. So I'm very interested to see how this practice is going to go when I'm in cold weather, when I'm back in Melbourne. So that should be interesting. But besides that, I think it's going well. I only did a 2-minute one yesterday. I did a 3-minute one today. Tried to do 5 minutes. I just got really bored, and I think that's going to be a recurring problem. But I definitely notice afterwards I feel a lot calmer and my headspace is a lot clearer, and I think that's very beneficial. I can go into doing work and studying and cleaning with a much clearer headspace, and I think that allows me to stay calm. So it almost balances out the annoyance of being so hot all the time. But besides that, it's going quite well. So fingers crossed the next coming days are good. But yeah, it's going to be interesting because it's supposed to just get hotter here. So when I'm back in Melbourne, this should be an interesting journey. But so far, I think meditation, I can definitely see the long-term benefits. I think that's the key thing. I can see what the long-term benefits of it would be, and especially during exam block, I think this would be something that university students would definitely benefit from. So I'll keep you posted, and yeah, that's day 3. So we've made it to day 5, which is a miracle in and of itself. But it's been really good so far. It's been great. I did my other meditation today, did a 5-minute one, which was awesome. And I didn't meditate yesterday, which I know is a bit of a letdown, but I had many things on yesterday and it just slipped my mind, which is disappointing. But it just, it wasn't something that I did yesterday, but I did do it today, and I did a 5-minute one today. So I think that is quite the accomplishment. So I'm pretty happy with that so far. I think moving forward, I will experience the benefits of it with that clear headspace and that clear mind. At the moment, it's not exactly a long-term side effect in terms of I only feel that clearness and sort of that nice headspace straight after I've done the meditation and then it kind of wears off. So I can see how if you did this sort of every day consistently, then you would end up with nice clarity all day, which would be really good, especially in my area of work and study. But yeah, so day 5 went well, day 4 disaster. Everything's gone okay at the moment. I knew there would be slip-ups and I knew that we weren't going to make it the whole way through, but hey, we've got 30 days to do this, so I think we're good. But yes, stay tuned for the next couple of days to see how I settle into doing things. I think the next part is going to be a bit more of the long haul. Getting started is always difficult, but actually continuing to do things is the harder part, so stay tuned for that.